Hello everyone, this video is for Module 6. So Module 6 is the conclusion of the argument essay. You will be drafting your essay in this module and completing the final draft and turning that in. That is the only assignment in this module, so you do have the whole week to finish the essay. I encourage you to take that time and make sure that you are drafting early in the week so that you have plenty of time to read through your own essay, make corrections, make revisions, seek help from the online writing lab if you need it, and just really make sure that what you turn in is a good example of your writing ability. So I've got some things in the module to help you out, some resources for you. I want to go through those and just kind of go over the essay to make sure that everyone is comfortable with it, maybe give you some tips for completing this assignment. So first off, I do have another mini lesson here that is grammar related. Probably the biggest issue that I see in student writing is the use of second person. Second person is the use of the pronoun you. So I've got the pronoun chart here that you can see. That's the yous and the yours and the yourselves. When we speak and we say you, we're typically meaning the people that we're talking to, and we have an intended audience. When you are writing, it does not translate the same way because you can never be entirely certain who the person is who is going to read it unless you are writing personal writing specifically to a specific person. And so when we're writing essays, especially academic essays, the you does not translate to all of you out there. And so it can be confused for you, the person reading this essay at the moment. And so we try to avoid that second person because it can be a negative way to write. It can be kind of accusatory, but it can also just be confusing. And often what happens is a student has started a sentence in first person or third person, and then they throw a you in there randomly. And so now we're not quite sure who they're actually talking to in the essay. So there are many, many reasons why we try to avoid it. And this is just more information about that. This is my favorite video about getting use out of here, making sure that you are eliminating the second person pronouns in your writing. And so I highly recommend that you watch it. It's got some great examples, great reasoning why we avoid it, and great ways to find it in your own writing and avoid it. That is something that I see a lot in student writing, and I'm constantly writing comments about it. So if you can recognize yourself doing it and eliminating those in the revision process, your writing is going to be so much better as a result. So this is just the criteria, just as a reminder, again, what we're working with. This is the topic that you chose 2 modules ago. You did a pre-writing journal and you wrote about some of these ideas. Your essay does need to follow one of these topic starters. And so you have some choices here as to kind of the question, the big question to ask yourself, and then you need to construct as a result a 4-pillar argument. Those 4 pillars: thesis, evidence, addressing an opposing viewpoint, and then concluding statement. Those are the 4 pillars. You have to follow the order. We are using this method. Your essay does need to follow the examples given in the textbook and all of that. That is part of your grade. I'm not looking for you to take this assignment and just go to the moon with it. We're looking for something highly structured. We're looking for something very specific and trying to be pretty compelling with your argument as well. We are practicing basic argument skills here, but also thinking about this in context, especially in context of higher education and the purpose of college and why college education may or may not be so important to people. So this can be a challenging assignment for students because the topic is so limited, more limited than other types of essays that you may have written, and also because we're following this very structured organization pattern. So you do have to cite a minimum of 2 sources. At least one has to come from the practical argument textbook. I have had students who have only used sources from the practical argument book, and that's fine. I do have other students who will have the one source from the textbook and then maybe find to others from outside, just Googling on the internet. Make sure that any sources that you find that are not from the textbook have been evaluated for trustworthiness and that kind of thing. And also think about timeliness as well. A lot has happened even within the past year in the world of higher education. And so making sure that your sources are up to date if it's more current topic, especially student loan repayments, but you're definitely welcome to look outside of the textbook. I am not looking for you to do extensive research though, and that's important here is, you know, your essay is only 2 to 4 pages. You should have, I mean, maybe a maximum of 4 sources. Otherwise, you're really just, you're going too far with the assignment. You do have to demonstrate at least 1 direct quote and 1 paraphrase. So all of this will be tested for you within this assignment, all the things that we've discussed so far. So that's the essay. A couple of things in here to help you. This is just a lecture video that I've created where I just walk you through step by step. I have an example as well, so you can see what it looks like to create an argument with a 4-pillar method. And then I also have a couple of sample essays. These are just on the purpose of college. It's a slightly different assignment than what you guys have. I've opened the prompts up a little bit further for the purpose of college as opposed to beyond the purpose of college as opposed to just that. So you've got some more options, but these are just those examples. I have more information again on using the Allen Online Writing Lab. Using the Brain Fuse tutoring. If you want to do that again, make sure that you are giving them at least 48 business hours to respond. So you'll need to submit it by Wednesday if you want it back by Friday, before the weekend. And then this is the spot where you upload the essay itself. Make sure you double check the criteria sheet, you know, checklist, make sure you got all of the requirements, check the rubric, make sure you meet all the requirements on the rubric. I can't tell you how many students just ignore all this stuff, and it's pretty obvious right here, you know, this is what's going to get you a good grade. So make sure you are editing your own essay before you submit. So that's everything in Module 6. Hopefully you're doing well. If you have any questions about your essay, if you're struggling at all, send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.